Okay, so Chris, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying that you're having people saying they don't know why you're calling them. Is that, or kind of, what is the objection they're giving you?
Yeah, so they're like, after I explain to them, which is the same. I mean, you guys have heard me dial before. It's the same thing I always do. This form that you filled out requesting some information. And they say, yeah, but what's the information about? And I say, well, it's about our state regulated final expense program. And then they say, well, what is that? And I said, well, it's something that pays off your funeral and final expenses. Okay, well, I'm still not understanding what it is you're coming over for. I mean, like I said, I think it may just be something where I get a person that just doesn't want to understand. You know what I mean? But anyway, so, endeavoring to get better.
One thing that I can say, and probably because I learned it from Jara, whether she knows I did or not, but just by listening to her dial live on Zoom and when she does come into the office, one thing is I'm not very specific with them. Like when I'm calling them, my script is basically very general. I just say, hey, I'm your case manager calling about the benefits that you requested. I never go into the state regulated final expense programs, just because in my opinion, it gives them the opportunity to have an objection if I've already got that covered. And I don't want those words coming out of their mouth. So when I'm talking to them, it's more so just like, hey, Chris, this is Veronica. Yeah, I was actually assigned as your case manager. Hey, reason for the call is I just got done putting your packet together that you requested. You may or may not remember, but you had sent that little benefits postcard in the mail back to us a couple weeks ago. And then just making them say, yes, looks like you do you remember that? Well, if they say no, it's just like, hey, I hardly remember what I ate for breakfast, much less what I did 2 weeks ago. Let me make sure I've got Chris and Mackie. Chris, it looks like you put your address down as 123 Main Street. Is that right? Let them say yes. Okay, awesome. Looks like you put your age down here is 78. Is that right, Chris? Okay, perfect. And it looks like you guys put Mackie's age as 75. Is that right? Okay, awesome. I wanted to make sure I'm talking to the right Chris. Well, the reason for my call, like I said, I just got your benefits package together that you requested. My simple job is just to get it out to you and then go into booking it. Because I feel like when personally, and again, this is just me, when I tell people it's for the state regulated programs for final expenses, they're like, well, what do you mean by that? And then if I start going into, oh, well, it's for programs to help pay for your cremation or burial, a lot of people already have that. So that gives them like something to say, oh, I've already got that. You see, but if I just keep it real general, that benefits postcard that you had filled out and sent in, hey, and literally my script is, I'm the reason for my call, I just got finished putting your packet together, so I needed to find a better time to get it over to you.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps, but just being real general, because if you go down a rabbit hole, they'll go down a bigger one.
Yeah.
The other note that I picked up on, Chris, and we didn't hear the recording of your call, but just from what you were paraphrasing, and I think the biggest thing is, can you prevent the objection? If you can prevent it, life is easier. Now, if we get to a point where we're getting it, are you in the short, replay that you created for us, after you gave an answer, I didn't hear you ask a question. So when you give up an answer, make sure you're coming back with a question to ask, because you've got to maintain control. So you give a partial answer and make sure so if I give you an answer, say, hey, it's yes, remember, there's different state regulated programs that can be around final expense or Medicare or other health things that are out there that affect a lot of seniors that you requested. You've got a few things that looks like that may apply to your situation. Chris, do you know what I'm talking about? And they said, da, 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 da. I said, okay. And hey, by the way, are you working or are you retired? And you've got to quickly get away from seeking approval or getting them to say that they remember, and quickly ask questions that are going to, again, get you on your agenda of booking the appointment. Kind of like a politician who's at a press conference and they ask him, they say, hey, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? What do you think about Ukraine? Well, boy, I think it's terrible what's going on in Ukraine, but let me tell you about gas prices, what we need about fuel right now. Or let me tell you about, hey, I'm not a stuttering, stumbling baboon. I actually know stuff, and I'm not as dumb as I look on TV. I'm not that any politician would need to say that, but bottom line is you got to take control and get people on your agenda in that case. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris, I love it that you shared some stuff that's working, had something to adjust. Cool. Jake. Oh, Noel.
Destiny had a question in the chat.
All right.
For
So,
Ray, I think.
so what do you do when they want the packet and they just want you to send it through the mail? So, Ray, you want to handle that one?
Shoot.
All right, get your mind right. She's gonna hit you with stuff.
You know what, Destiny? I wish I could fit in the mailbox, but I've gained a few pounds since high school.
Oh shoot!
No, so I mean, I bring up the objection, but I really will say that. Like, if they're adamant about it, I'm just like, I'll try to crack a joke and make them laugh. But I'm bringing up the objection of, I literally, so if they say, well, just send it in the mail, I'm just like, oh yeah, actually, that's exactly why they've got me calling, because we did send out this postcard. You had filled it out and sent it back, so that's why I had just gotten your packet together. I'm going to be getting this by to the other families tomorrow and Wednesday. Do you have any doctor's appointments? So just bring up the objection. Like, I'm telling them the reason I'm calling them is because I just got finished putting their packet together, and my simple job is just to try to find a better time to get it out to them. And if they say, well, can you send it? It's, oh, perfect. Yeah, that's why they've got me giving you a call, because we actually did send this postcard out. You filled it out and sent it back in. So now that they assigned me as your case manager, my simple job is just to get this over to you, go over it. Shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes.
There we go. All righty.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that video. And if you like that one, we have some more for you right here. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button.